guys, happy Friday. I hope you're having a fantastic week and I hope your weekend is brilliant. Today, and yes, I know last week was also a book tag, but I found this amazing Throne of Glass book characters tag, and I love the questions so much, and I love the fact it revolves around all the different Throne of Glass characters. And Empire of Storms was just released, so I feel like it's the perfect time to do this tag, and I'm gonna do it. And then next week we won't have a tag video. I promise next week won't be a tag video. Number 1, Celaena Sardothien. Name a kick-ass character who had a rough start in life. And my choice for this one is Cinder from the Lunar Chronicles. Cinder started out life rough. We don't really know much of her backstory. We know that she had an accident that caused her to be a cyborg, and that has resulted in her being hated by loads of people. And she's an amazing character, and she's probably my favourite in the series. So definitely had a rough start, but is my favourite and such a kick-ass character. Number 2, Dorian. Name a flirty character you can't help but love. Yes, this is a Throne of Glass tag, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to bring up A Court of Mist and Fury and Reese. Absolutely love Reese, as you all know. Reese is probably my favourite character ever at the moment. He is fantastic, and he's extremely flirty all the way through, even to the end of this one, and I love him to pieces, so definitely Reese. Number 3, Chaol. A good character with a dark and moody side. Who else could I pick than William Herondale from The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare? He is dark and moody and just incredibly irritating at times, but he is also my favourite character. Before Reese, if somebody asked me which fictional character I wanted to marry, it would always be Will. And probably if I would still take Will, but Reese is still number 1 at the moment. But Will is absolutely fantastic and my favourite character in all of Cassie's books. So dark and moody, but also an amazing and loving and caring person. Number 4 is a kind of spoiler, so if you haven't read Crown of Midnight, put me on mute until the picture at the bottom of the screen disappears, and then you can watch again. But Nehemia, a character who had so much potential but died way too early in the series. And that, for my choice for this, is Will from Divergent. And I loved Will's character, but he died in book 1 and we didn't have long enough to get to know him. And yeah, we got a little bit of information about him and I fell in love with him in book 1, but I wish that I'd had book 2 at least to have fallen in love with him. He was such an interesting character and probably my favourite character in this series, and he died early and I was very upset about that. Number 5, the King of Adarlan, and this is my favourite villain, and my favourite villain is Sebastian Morgenstern from the Immortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. He's dark and mysterious and really quite scary at times. Yes, we had Valentine, who was horrible and manipulative and all of this lot, but Sebastian actually really scared me, and his motives and his goals of this series just really put me on edge, and he was very dark for me. Number 6, Rowan, your favourite love interest. And there's probably way too many for me to name, but Reese, Will Herondale, Rowan, Chaol, Dorian, so many. There's too many for me to even contemplate naming now, but that's just a few. Number 7, Aedion, your favourite bookish relative. And yes, these aren't the main characters' relatives, but they're one of the main characters' relatives, and that is Fred and George from the Harry Potter series. They are so entertaining, they're hilarious, they keep you on your toes. I just love Fred and George so much. Number 8, Manon Blackbeak. Your favourite anti-hero. Now, it's quite difficult for me to choose my favourite anti-hero, but I'm going to put it out there that all of Victoria Schwab's characters, all of them, have a dark side and a bad side, and to me they're all anti-heroes. But to pick one, I would have to say Kate from This Savage Song. She is amazing and really, really dark and interesting, but also really, really caring. So, Kate from This Savage Song. Number 9, Abraxos. Your favourite bookish noble steed or pet? And I had to go with Fleetfoot from the Throne of Glass series. I love Fleetfoot so much. Gorgeous and cute and fluffy, but I would probably also say Hedwig from the Harry Potter series because I love owls and Hedwig is perfect. Number 10, Astrin, a character who is loyal. And again, this one was really difficult to pick just one because there's so many really, really loyal characters out there. So many amazing characters who are amazing to their friends. But I had to go with Riley from Forsaken or the Demon Trappers series by Janet Oliver. I love these books, and to me they're so underrated. Riley is such an interesting character. I have an issue with main characters. I can't really explain it, but I don't always find a main character that I like. It's normally all the side characters that I'm really connected with. But Riley was my favourite character in this series, and she's the main character, so I definitely suggest reading these if you haven't. They're really, really interesting. Number 11, Lysandra, a character that grew on you. Now this one might annoy some people, but I have to say Alec Lightwood. He is now one of my favourite characters of the series. He is fantastic and interesting and really, really cute and hilarious to me. But in the first 2 books, I couldn't stand him. Alec was he grated on my nerves, and I just couldn't stand him. But now he is definitely one of my favourite characters. Number 12, Elide, a character who stays hopeful even in the worst of circumstances. For this, I pick Ruby from the Darkest Minds trilogy by Alexandra Bracken. I love Ruby. I love all the characters in this series, but she always has that small amount of hope that she's not going to fail. She always had that little bit of a boost that you needed, and she never gave up on anything, and she definitely was a determined character. Number 13, Aelin. Name a character who has gone through extensive character development, and a lot of them. Alec Lightwood went through so much character development. I hated him at the start, but I have to say, favourite from the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. She is a completely different person at the end of this book as she was at the start of ACOTAR, and she's so much more interesting, so much more to her. I love her so much now, when at the start of the book she did irritate me slightly, nowhere near as much as some other characters, but definitely she's so different. And to be honest, Sarah J. Maas's characters her development of her characters is just mind-blowing, and all of them are fantastic, but Feyre is probably the one that impressed me the most. And last question, number 14, Fleetfoot, a character who stays safe no matter what. I have to go with Church from the Shadowhunter Chronicles. If you haven't read them, Church is this warlock cat that is part of the series, and he's in all 3 series, the Mortal Instruments, the Infernal Devices, and the Dark Artifices. He's in all 3, and no matter what happens, Church is there, and nothing happens to Church. He miraculously survives everything, and it really impresses me. Okay, so that was the Throne of Glass character book tag, and I really, really enjoyed this tag. I love the Throne of Glass books, as you know, so this was really, really fun for me to do. I am going to tag Kim Chance, and anybody else who wants to do this tag, have fun with it, and please tag me so that I can see your videos, your responses to this. If you're new to my channel, hi, it's lovely to meet you, and please subscribe on your way out. I will post a video next Friday, so see you in a week. Bye guys!